So I think, as briefly, I just mentioned the opening remarks that we are talking about product innovation and led by customer-centric design. So let me have a point of view covered from EY on that. And any questions on that, we could cover it either post this point of view presentation or even after the panel discussion, which is a follow-on post this presentation. So basically, if we look at product innovation insurance point of view, I think, obviously, there has been a lot going on in the market, India as well as globally in this space. And obviously, technology is the enabler for all the innovations which are happening in insurance space currently. We'll go a little bit deeper into it, and we'll talk about all the possible models which are emerging or which have been sort of tested out by various players in the market in the product innovation space in the insurance. So the opening slide, I just wanted to cover that some of the thought processes to basically set the context and create some kind of a communication with all of you that what exactly the innovation parameters of the products are in the insurance space, right? I'm not differentiating here between the pre-pandemic and post-pandemic kind of a scenario. Obviously, some of these things are very much relevant across the timelines. It doesn't matter that what times we are in, but some of them, yes, will have a lot more faster adoption and faster rollouts depending on the timing and depending on the mood and emotions of the people, because insurance is a very, very, especially the life side of the insurance is a very, very, centric to the lives of people and their ability to earn and their ability to basically manage their lives and what the risk they perceive, right? So if you look at it, that today the product is the customer experience of a product in insurance. As we look at it, it's not just the product itself, it's basically the entire customer experience which a person goes through, starting from thinking about insurance or being told about insurance till the purchase and even the claims complete end-to-end cycle. Most of the time we have seen that customer experience is mostly talked about in the parlance of at the purchase point or at the time of engagement with the customer. But I think it's an overall experience, which is what customer is looking at today in the era of seamless experiences led because of digital in the entirety of the product, right? Second is that I think we also had that product-centric approach in the insurance companies most of the time that, so we always talked about ULIPs and endowments and terms and whatnot. And, all that has been there. And even general side, PNC side also has been various kind of products which were offered. I think it has moved to customer first approach. So a lot of innovation is happening that what's the customer life cycle, where the customer is, in the which stage customer is. And many of the insurance products being brought to the market, thanks to the IRDA's support in this area, that these products are basically crafted and designed for a certain lifestyle needs, or they are basically enticing customers to basically cover their risk even before they really perceive it to become the a major challenge in their life, right? So that's another angle, which is why I wanted to talk about. Now, another added on point to that is basically, or point which is just adjacent to that, is that the product and services of the insurance are basically built around or being built around the moments that matter in the customer's life. So whether it's the birth of a baby, or whether it's a marriage, or whether it is planning for retirement, or it is education, which traditionally most of them have been there, but I think the moments have increased significantly. Large number of moments have come into the space to look at it from insurance perspective, compared to only 3 or 4 moments or 3 or 4 sort of events which used to happen in a customer's life. Today, even looking at even a travel from one place to another is considered a major event, right? I mean, so how do we de-risk that, right? That's also an important aspect. Just to give an example. Well, being agile in the product design, I think that's very important, because traditionally we had products which lasted for long. People swear by them, but I think the new generation and even the generation which has just been there for a couple of decades, who are still in the midst of their career and life, they are looking at basically the products being agile, and as their lifestyle needs change, they would like to realign the needs of the insurance also as per that, right? And then journeys, I mean, we'll talk about a lot in the subsequent sessions and discussions, but journeys of insurance are becoming a lot more STP, straight through processing, with help of data, with help of digital means, with help of various other things which regulators as well as the industry has adopted. and technology has been able to provide them. And the pricing also has become very innovative to deliver a lot more value to customer. And if you look at some of the examples which are there, I mean, they are very well known, but I just thought I'll put it here as a starting point that, whether Ola's travel insurance from point to point, or Flipkart looking at add-on component, or even Amazon focusing on something, Paytm is looking at adding that business, Toffee, very innovative case, which is Sachin insurance, bite-size insurance, right? Or even I'm saying floater covers, friends insurance, pay as you go, pay as you use, etc., etc. So this is I would say these are the ways, and these are building blocks of insurance industry today. And I think everyone will look at it basically from a perspective of future, how it works, right? Now, to achieve that, definitely, what are the elements which comes into picture? So we are talking about 5 key elements which drive basically the revenue, profitability, premiums, claims, etc. So one is technology innovation. I think no discussion in the insurance industry can be complete without having a technology getting embedded as a part of it, right? Whether it is a sourcing, acquisition, service, claims, pricing, underwriting, anything. So I think it's complete end-to-end digitization is what is expected and what is being sought there. Obviously, whether it's a cloud or others, those are more of a means to achieve a goal. So I'm not going to talk about too much on that. Customer centricity, we already talked about. It's a complete customer experience end-to-end. So customer is in the center of the whole universe of insurance today, and not the products which used to be traditionally there. Partnerships and ecosystems have become a very, very relevant and I would say powerful ways to reach out to customer. And when customers' buying patterns have changed significantly, a lot of attached products and a lot of products which are being value-added products in the overall journey, whether it is a mobile insurance, whether it is anything to do with electronic goods, or anything to do with basically health and lifestyle. I think it has become very much embedded into the lifestyle of the people. It is not necessarily as an isolated product, right? Personalization is also one of the key factor. I think it is one size fits all. Theory doesn't work anymore, and there are lots and lots of products. I know many insurance companies have come out with very innovative products, and we will talk about that in the panel discussions. Bots are making you feel that you are personalized. Obviously, bots, as AI is becoming, very much a part of the lifestyle of people, it is very difficult for humans to make you feel personalized, that you do get personalized service, or you do get personalized, basically attention. But I think bots are helping a lot. I'm not saying that that's a 100% accurate and right way to do it at this, but yes, I think at least the mundane task, the bulk of the task can be delegated to bots, so that the humans can focus on something which is a lot more value added and a lot more relevant to the customers, right? And digital sales growth, which is obviously digital tools, while even agent, banker, branch, everything has been very, very important. But I think everywhere there's a need of digital to be adopted. And I think that's becoming one of the great ways to look at the innovation, right? So moving in this direction, let me just take you with a couple of pillars of what technology innovations are happening, how they are happening, etc. So if you look at the whole insurance, cycle, what we have covered here, starting from product design to sales and marketing, channel management, to pricing, to underwriting, to customer service, to claims management. This is a typical cycle of insurance, and happy to have discussion on this, during the panel discussion as well. So if you look at it, each part, now many people did, if you talk about 2 or 3 or 4 years back, people did talk about that there is a lot of digital transformation or a lot of innovation happening in product design, in marketing and sales management, in pricing. But I think we have come to an age wherein every component of the insurance industry, everyone is excited and everyone is basically looking at how digital can help them achieve goals what they have, which is better customer service, more profitability, reduction of frauds, automation as much as possible, better efficiencies, better cross sale, etc., etc., right? So I know it's a very, very powerful slide which talks about everything from starting from analytical driven product offerings, going up to co-browsing, going up to robo-advisory, going up to self-service capabilities, AI ML-based rule engines, chatbot, voice bots, and going last but not the least up to the real-time claims, updates, integration with care providers as well as with various other service providers, etc. So it is a complete value chain what we have mapped, and across the value chain you see that there's a need of technology being embedded throughout the journey. Right now, some of the key technology innovations which have been there, and we will cover that as well going forward. So AI and automation I talked about. I think it's no longer a buzzword anymore. I think it's being used significantly quite a bit. In fact, a lot of people are talking about automation has become commoditized. In fact, we need a lot of intelligent commodity. So AI and automation merger or marriage is becoming a lot more valuable today than only the AI or only the automation, right? So that's becoming intelligent automation. A blockchain, well, it has had its own, I would say, evolution over a period of time. But I think insurance remains one of the key industry to utilize it, because the ecosystem play and the data is very, very key to the insurance transactions or smart contracts or the coverage what customers have. Cloud, more of an infrastructure, but I think a cloud has also become because of sandbox environments or because of the ability to dev test, CI/CD pipelines, etc. It has become very relevant to utilize the cloud as a fast tracking of the product innovation, product development, product deployment, etc., and the scalability of processing, which has been also one of the case, because we see generally JFM remains a big bulk for the insurance sale. Even month ends are heavy on the load. So I think there are customers have shared with me that if they tie up with a partner, suddenly the load comes so much that they are not able to manage it. Right. So the cloud plays a more of a buffering or infrastructure, a pay-per-use kind of model. I can keep talking about analytics, telematics, bots, I think, but all of you are present here listening to this, conference today. I'm sure all of you are very well, I would say, well versed with this, as well as you are very much part of the industry, and many of you have been have been innovators in bringing that to the table. So use of analytics, use of telematics, use of bots, NLP, voice, video, text. I think a lot of work happening in the insurance industry, and I must say that it's quite ahead compared to many other industries as well. Yeah. Well, some of the examples, from India, abroad, and the names I mentioned here does not mean that these are the only names. This is just part of our base to reflect that these are the companies who are taking certain steps forward aggressively, but I'm sure there are many more companies who are taking such steps. So just some of the examples that what companies are doing. Indian companies like Bajaj, Bharti, or even Lemonade, globally, company which is very, very progressive in the insurance space, or Pingen, which has been one of the innovators from China. Max has done a lot of work on the analytics side, or even Bajaj doing on telematics side, ICICI doing on. So I think, it's just a representative. I know that there are many insurance companies who are doing a lot more things, and I'm sure in every presentation we do talk about different companies, what they're doing, right? Well, customers, just moving from pure play technology part to customer centricity. Well, one thing is that the needs of customers are ever changing. I think it's not applicable only to insurance industry. If you look at very similar industries like e-commerce, financial services like banking, wealth management, etc., I think the needs have been changing. One is that the perception of risk has been changing over a period of time. The lifestyle has been changing over a period of time. The earning potential, purchasing power, all this has been changing. And even the youth are coming more and more in the mainstream, and the adoption of digital is changing. So I think, if you look at changing customer needs, they are connected all the time, right? So, if they can do something with Uber or Netflix, why can't they do with you? That's the first question. Second is that what relevance, beyond a commoditization, how do you bring relevance in terms of personalization? How can it be omni-channel? If I buy something on one channel, can I not look at it at other channels subsequently, whether it's a claim or whether it's a service? How do I have more and more engagement, relevant engagement, because customers don't like you to be intrusive, and I think that has already been a lot of negative feedbacks do come about industry as a financial service industry, and insurance is one of them, definitely, that customers do not like to be disturbed, or don't like you to be intrusive, and customers do not want to engage at that particular time, right? Innovative and beyond traditional service, right? And what it leads, basically, if you look at the overall customer satisfaction drivers, well, seamless journeys is everybody loves, streamlined processes, transparent offerings. I think that's a very important point. A lot of customers have given these feedbacks in the previous surveys. The transparent offerings make them feel more comfortable. Pricing, in fact, becomes secondary. Transparency is the first factor customers look for. look at basically what kind of disclosures, what kind of transactions are being done, what kind of personalized experience is being given, what kind of gamification is being there for making them feel part of the whole ecosystem, right? And accessibility at any time, any place. And I'm sure insurance companies have been doing a lot in this space. Everybody is in the same journey, but at different stage, and it basically leads to a lot of benefits to customer in terms of peace of mind, trust, value, transparency, simplicity, and being on demand. And companies who have adopted this, I'm sure they are getting a benefit of it, right? So if you look at it, that whole insurance ecosystem, how it's evolving, I think we are talking about unique customer ID, but it is work, but buying of e-commerce, devices, food, finances, travel, care, health, pharmacy, and digital platforms. I think if you look at the whole surround system of the insurance, I think it is basically embedded into everything what is being done. And I think that's where the value, the power of basically propositions along embedded with all this is coming. And this is very similar to financial services. If you look at lending, also is getting embedded into everything. So wherever there is a lending, there is also play of insurance. There is a play of across wealth management, which also has insurance, is one of the asset class which people would like to basically explore. So if you look at it, that this whole ecosystem plays out, and obviously this provides a lot of room for us to look at 360-degree advanced analytics, looking at customer transaction data, looking at various industries cut and lookalikes, and then how we basically use that for partner integrations, right? I did talk about Chatbots a lot. I won't go into the detail because that's something which is, I think each one of you have tried either in POCs or you've been doing, but only thing, use cases are increasing. I think people are started with, let's say, sales marketing. A lot of companies I have worked with, they have taken it for training of the people internally, or as a help desk for the agents or for the salespeople, because insurance is a regulated product. So definitely knowledge is one of the key factors in helping customer get the right product, to choose the right product. Even within the internal space, I think a lot of operational support, technology support, automation is also becoming, HR is also becoming a very, very relevant case in point. And it's not just focused on basically doing a customer service. I think when its chatbot story started, everybody looked at as a customer service. I think that is very much mature and settled with, but I guess there are a lot more use cases to explore, right? Well, we did talk about partnership ecosystems, and I think it will be one of the key topic for the discussion, forever for insurance now, because, Banca used to be the key partnership, but I think then NBFCs came, then, other products came, wealth management came, and I think subsequently we are finding that insurance is getting embedded with almost everything what is there, right? So partnerships are becoming the game of the day, and digital is playing a significant role in getting those partnerships built in around within the regulatory framework. How do we have the risk coverage through the insurance for various kind of cross-sector convergence models, right? And it's a need of the hour, and I think it's not yet fully emerged and evolved. I guess there is a place for every product and service to have insurance embedded into it, and I think a lot of fintechs and insurtechs are doing that. So that's an area which we can always have a more discussion on that, right? On top of it, obviously, just giving you a perspective on more detail that, telecom, airline, what kind of integrations are happening by Tokyo Marine, Tokomo, travel and health, Generali is doing a lot of work, Lyft is doing, CareLinks is doing. So, whether it is about care rights, whether it is about door-to-door transportation services, whether it's a Ola kind of model, I think there are plenty of models, I think. And we just need to explore and see that what makes sense for a customer. But also at the same time, I think one word of caution I want to highlight here is that traditionally we have seen insurance products are designed, developed, and marketed with a very long-term or medium to long-term cycle in mind. I personally feel that the products life cycle has become much shorter, and I think we are mentally prepared. I think most of companies are mentally prepared, but I think they need to be a lot more prepared that insurance products life cycle will become much shorter because the environment is changing very fast, and there is a lot of competitiveness coming in terms of the way the agility is there in bringing the sachet products or small ticket products with a lot of transparency, clarity, and I think even government is providing a lot of opportunities for doing that in various sectors. So I think that's something which is very important, and it's going to be a big change in the industry as we go forward. And the annuity business, the renewals, persistencies, one-term words we have been talking about for years. I really don't know that how long those words. I mean, while currently they remain one of the backbone of the insurance industry, but as the customer's evolution happens, the same customer will transform himself into something else, and probably what the person is bought at the age of 24 may not be relevant at the age of 35 or maybe 40, right? So how would you look at new business models coming out, and how do you have a lot of products which are sold for a particular purpose, last for a particular purpose, and then basically you move on to the next way with the new customer requirements, right? Personalization, we did talk about it. I will just move faster given the interest of time, and I think I'm already over by about 2 minutes or so. So I think we'll talk about this in the subsequent session as well. So cross sale, upsale, social media servicing. Everybody wants to be part of segment of one, but how do we make it happen? And how do we do it without having a technology overload? How do we do it without having a huge cost of sales and customer acquisition cost? So I think that's a big change we need to look at it, right? And obviously, it has many facets about data management. Various technologies are there in the market: content management, data management, social marketing, predictive marketing. I think it's flooded. The key thing is that what do we pick and choose, and what's relevant to us as an organization, and how it makes sense for the customer, right? So with this, I think probably I'll cover the last part. Direct channel, digital channels have become very relevant. I think whatever I talked about eventually converges to that: how do you engage with customer better? And what are the digital and social tools wherein you are able to have your sales branch, banker, and agents, all of them basically engage with you. At the same time, they become the digital sales, representatives for you, and not the feet on the street model, which has been traditionally there. And how do we basically have customer assisted model, if not the direct model, right? And that is going to be one of the big change industry is driving. So with this, I will just end my keynote for this session, and I would request Namrata to basically take it back from me and help us to transition smoothly to the panel discussion. Thank you everyone, and Namrata, handing over back to you.